The very confusing on again, off again governor's meeting and White House dinner. Well, it's brought out some criticism from some very heavy duty Dems. And in our breaking story today, one of the shining stars in the party has just weighed in on the perverse president who parties with pedophiles and hands out dinner invitations. Welcome to Occupy Democrats, and please hit that subscribe button if you think that Trump's board of peace should be spelled B-O-R-E-D.
And the successful implementation of the second phase of the Gaza peace plan. This includes ensuring a lasting ceasefire.
For God's sakes, wake up. I think I owe Norm MacDonald for that joke earlier. Hey, in our breaking story today, we're going to learn what one very important governor has decided with regard to potential tete-a-tete with Trump. Now, first, let's set up some backstory.
I'll tell you what, it was confusing back and forth this week between President Trump and Governor Stitt.
Confusing and contentious.
Yes.
It started after some Democratic governors were not invited to a big meeting in Washington. After a phone call Wednesday, Governor Stitt said the president had changed course.
News 4's Austin Brissett breaks it all down of what happened.
It's a non-issue, but as the chair of the NGA, I'm excited to be there, and the president, and we're going to have a business meeting there at the White House with all governors.
That was Governor Kevin Stitt Wednesday when asked about the National Governors Association's annual meeting spanning 3 days, February 19th through the 21st in Washington. Stitt is the chair of the association, also called the NGA. These bipartisan meetings are held to discuss different issues.
It's all 50 governors.
Earlier this month, the NGA found out from White House staff that by design, only Republican governors would be invited to the association's business session on February 20th. The next day, the association removed the meeting from their agenda to no longer facilitate it and notified their members.
The NGA is not the right facilitator if it's going to be just not every single governor.
Republicans would start receiving their invites a few days later. According to The Hill, 18 Democratic governors decided to skip the dinner due to tensions with the administration. Stitt said he spoke on the phone with the president just before a news conference Wednesday, and at that point, roughly half of the NGA members had not received invitations. After their chat, Democratic governors started getting their invites to the February 20th business session. Stitt informed the NGA members in a letter, and his office sent another statement out Thursday saying, quote, "I'm glad the White House changed course and decided to invite all the governors to the February 20th business meeting."
I'm really pumped about going.
Later Wednesday, President Trump took to social media, calling Stitt a rhino governor. He added that Stitt incorrectly stated his position on the meetings, and he only did not invite the Democrat governors of Colorado and Maryland because they're not worthy. Trump would double down on those same comments in another post, saying Stitt was losing his 2022 re-election bid to Democrat Joy Hoffmeister until Trump endorsed him. The president ended the post saying, quote, "Sorry, my cherished Oklahoma, to have done that to you." According to a recent article from the publication Notice, this reignites an existing beef between the two elected officials. The article states that Trump's disdain for Stitt has been growing for years, following Stitt endorsing Ron DeSantis in the Republican presidential primary. At one point in a 2024 meeting with a donor and Senator Markwayne Mullin about his Oklahoma campaign, the article says Trump told the donor to relay a message, telling Governor Stitt to, quote, "go expletive himself." We asked if all governors would also be invited to the president's dinner the next day, February 21st. We were told, quote, "invitations to the president's dinner at the White House are at the discretion of the president. Governor Stitt has received an invitation." Austin Brissett, Oklahoma's News 4.
Austin, thanks. We did reach out to the Colorado governor's office and to the office of the governor in Maryland. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt spoke on the matter recently. She told reporters it is the president's home and he can invite, quote, whomever he wants to dinners and events.
Nothing is easy with this guy, is it? Well, anyway, Governor Andy Beshear is one terrific governor and a unifier. And earlier today, he revealed his plans for this week's governor's meeting. It's our featured story today. Let's check it out.
You're here in town for the National Governors Association. Yes. And there's been a little bit of a controversy because
some drama.
So, every White House I've served in a few has had extended invitations to every governor. Yeah. And that's just been the way Republicans and Democrats have acted as president. because actually the national governors are people that you have to work with, regardless of party.
You're supposed to.
Or at least that's the theory. And this White House took a different approach. So I guess, and then you responded.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd love just to have you share why, like what happened with Governor Moore and Governor Polis and why you think it's wrong.
I'll start by saying for most of the American public, this is a lot of drama. Most of the American public, admittedly, isn't going to follow this, and I understand. Why? Because they're worried about their job and paying for groceries. They're thinking about that next doctor's appointment. They're focused on their everyday life, and that's what governors do, right? Governors have to get results. We're not given speeches on floors in any chamber, and we recognize that signing in the Rose Garden, or I guess there's no Rose Garden anymore, is no longer real to the American people, right? You actually have to put it in action. You actually have to take that program that may offer certain incentives, get that company into your state, get the facility built, and while people make fun of the ribbon cutting with the big scissors, it's the most important day because that's when people's lives are changed. That's when people have that better job. That's when a community is going to have more resources and has that new partner. But that's one of the reasons that these meetings are so important, is that if governors are the people on the ground getting results and getting things done, talking to your federal government, talking to your president or especially the cabinet secretaries or head of agencies can be really important. I remember in the Biden administration having a lot of good conversations that spawned action where we were able to get things done faster. I remember going up and also complaining about some things.
I remember that too.
Yes, I think I was in your office several times. But that's what this bipartisan tradition is about. And I will say that the NGA has operated that way, has stayed above the fray better than many organizations. But this year, as invitations were going out, we learned that at least two of our governors, Jared Polis from Colorado and Wes Moore, were not invited. That's not okay. Those are two good governors. One is being pressured to issue a pardon, which no president should ever be doing to a governor. The other, the president apparently doesn't like. He's our one black governor in this country, and he's not invited. So when I heard that, it was a pretty easy choice for me. I stand with Wes. I stand with Jared. If we're all not invited, I ain't going.
Seems like a black and white issue. The only black governor didn't get an invite to the White House. Well, I don't know about you, but I hearken back to a time when we'd handle these things with a bit more understanding and certainly a lot more soul.
I am dark and you are light.
You are blind as a bat and I have sight. Side by side you are my amigo. Negro, let's not fight.